Howard here, founder of Power Your Research, an academic branding company where I help academics and educators increase their visibility, authority, and income without the expense of a publicist. And today we are talking about one of my favorite things and also one of the most difficult things to understand and do and implement, and that is book promotion. But heads up, the focus of this particular session is going to be on the book promotion things you need to do before you publish. Now, some of this obviously will be helpful for those who already have book publications, but if you're in the middle of writing your book and you have not published your book, this is going to be perfect for you. So, there are four things I'm going to be sharing with you that you need to do when you're writing the book, like before you even drop it. Now, this is only four things. This is not all of the things you should be doing, but if you're not doing these four things, you are not setting yourself up to sell any books. So these are four important things within a long list of a marketing strategy that you should have. So the first thing is, as an academic, it is really important for you to have someone write the foreword to your book and have someone write an afterword for your book, especially if you are just starting out. So, all of my books have a foreword except for my most recently published book, but that's because I'm on my like 12th book and I have over 30 publications. But all my other books have a foreword. At least one of my books have an afterword. And the person that writes the forward and the afterword has to be someone that's more famous than you. It has to be somebody that has a bigger following than you, that has been in your industry longer, um, is a thought leader of some sort within the topic that your book is talking about. If you're not doing this, you're doing yourself a big disservice. And so get a list of people that you may already be connected to or people that you don't even know at all, but you just follow their work and start asking them one by one if they be willing to write a forward and an afterword. These are two different people. The same person shouldn't write the forward and afterword. The reason why this is important is because when your book comes out, they're going to get a free copy. They're likely to help promote it. You can promote that you had this awesome person write the forward and afterward of your book. For example, when I did the Encyclopedia of Black Comics, Dr. Henry Louis Gates wrote the forward to my book. He has a bigger platform than me. He has a show called Finding Your Roots. I think it's called Finding Your Roots on PBS. Right? So that helps me with a marketing angle when the book finally comes out and I'm able to promote the book. So that was a really big deal. And for that book, I also had someone who's way bigger than me in the comic space write the afterword. I think it was for that book. So that's number one. If you're not doing that, again, you're doing yourself a huge disservice. If you want to know how my academic books are able to cross over and win big awards and be clues on Jeopardy, these are the things that you have to do. Number two, while you wait for your book to be published, you need to build a social media following. And let me tell you, I'm getting really frustrated on this point. I'm not going to lie. Because the number of people with PhDs that come to me and say they want to build a brand, they want to build, not even build a brand, they just want to build their platform and be a thought leader. But their first thing is like, but I don't want to post on social media. Well, then you don't want to be a thought leader, period. And I got to say it to you like this because usually I'm softball with y'all. But it's getting to the point where there are certain things you have to do to get the results you want. And if you're not honest with yourself about doing the work to get that, then you got to really reevaluate what you really want because maybe this is not for you. So if you're in the middle of writing your book right now, your book's probably not coming out for another year. That means you have an entire year to start posting on social media. And the things that you should be posting on social media are the themes around your book. Don't talk about your book. Just start talking about the stuff that you're an expert in that your book is going to be about. Don't even mention your book, right? Um because that means when your book comes out, you will already have built up a following of people that care about the topic that your book is about. You see how that works? So, a lot of times my academics are like, I don't know what to post. Post the stuff that your book is going to be about. If you're writing a book about it, you should be an expert in that thing. So you should be able to talk about it all day long. Post 30-second videos about the different topics of your book. That's how you position yourself as a thought leader in 2024. And again, if you're in the middle of writing your book, you're wasting time if you're not doing this. Period. So I'm talking a little more forcefully than I usually do because I'm really tired of my academics not being out here getting their work out there if they say that it's important to them. If it's not important to you, then you don't have to do this stuff. But if you're here, it's probably important to you. So that's number 2. Number 3, build your email list. Build your email list. As an academic, you probably go and you do speaking, even if it's free. You probably go to networking events. If you're doing what I'm telling you to do and posting on social media, then you're building up the right following. You need to ask them to join your mailing list because when your book comes out, you want people to sell your book to. And the best people to sell your book to are the people that already like you. And the people that are on your mailing list already like you because they chose to be there. And as an academic, you have so many opportunities to build your email list just by the conferences that you go to, by posting posting stuff on social media, ask people to join. Number 4 is you need to start researching and collecting a list of podcasts that are of the topic of your book. There's like a million podcasts. Whatever your book is on, there's a podcast for it. And you need to be on that podcast after your book comes out. So you want to use this time to research a list of at least 40 podcasts, 100 if you want to be an overachiever. The more the better, but at least 40. I'm just saying 40 as a place to start, that are niche specific podcasts that your book is about. And you just want to create a list with the email address of the host. Because when it's time for your book to come out a couple months before, you want to start emailing the host so that you can be on their show. The great thing about podcasts is a lot of them you don't have to leave your house for. If you know of podcasts that are in your geographical location, they should be on the list too, because in my opinion, it's always better to do an in-person podcast because you can potentially get the video and audio. I talk about the strategy behind that in another video, but for the purposes of this, get a list of at least 40 podcasts in your niche area so you can start pitching them when your book comes out. Unfortunately, a lot of people, even the people that are going to be listening to this, are not going to think about their marketing strategy until after the book comes out. And then you're going to be scrambling and trying to figure out what to do. But there's so much you could be doing before your book comes out to actually set yourself up for success. If you're publishing with an academic publisher, they aren't going to have a marketing plan or strategy, period. So it's on you if you actually want your book to reach people's eyeballs. So those are 4 things that you need to be doing right now if you want to set your book up for success when it comes out. And again, my name is Dr. Sheena Howard. I am the founder of Power Your Research, an academic branding company where I help academics and educators increase their visibility, authority, and income without the expense of a publicist. And I hope you have